Hello and welcome back to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the April reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mercury. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for post notifications. This month, I will be working with the Celtic Cross spread, and the first card that comes out for you this month in the position of your current situation and what is currently happening in your life is the Night of Pentacles. So the Night of Pentacles is basically just saying that you're really focused on your business, right? So your day-to-day things that have to get done, paying bills, taking the kids to school, doing laundry, cleaning the house, spring cleaning, all those things. I feel like your focus is on just like the mundane, regular, everyday tasks that we have to do to keep our lives running. And it feels like you might have had a departure from that. And so right now you're just really kind of like working with getting everything back into order, getting everything settled and squared away. You also are just kind of like really focused on your outcomes, right? And so that means, along with your responsibilities, it's also just focusing on the work that you need to do to accomplish a particular goal, a particular, project that you might be working on. Just really focus on like your level of productivity. Your productivity may be really high right now. You may be working on multiple projects and really just like keeping your nose, focused and down. You're keeping your head, not your nose, your head, keeping your head down because you're really just focused on finishing the things that you need to finish. For some of you, this is also an indication that you might be kind of like instituting some sort of like budget into your life, where you're being very mindful of the money that you're spending, really just kind of like holding on to your finances, but actively trying to grow your finances. So you might be saving for something big. And I feel like that's kind of like the focus right now is, just really being focused on the things that it needs to be accomplished and the work that you need to do in order to meet your goals, whatever that might be. This is also about planning. This is all about, ultimately just executing the tasks that you need to execute in order to accomplish a goal, right? You are being crossed by the King of Cups in the reverse. So this could be a person, right, who's going directly against what it is that you're trying to do. So they might just be kind of like interfering in your productivity or interfering in the work that needs to get done. The King of Cups is indicative of a water sign person. So this is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could be a particular person, or it could just be the energy of disrupting, what you might have going on. Like, so this energy or this person is disrupting like your productivity. They might just be kind of like butting in a little bit into what you have to do, or they're not as structured and rigid as you are right now. And so that is kind of like sometimes pulling you out of that state of being that you might be in. Okay, so it's also a person that doesn't really bring that much doesn't bring that much sauce to the table. I don't know why I keep hearing that. They don't really bring that much sauce to the table. So for some of you, this is a coworker who is actively like, you're trying to do the work and they're just not, they're there, but they're not really contributing in any real way. So I kind of feel like I have a little bit of annoyance from you from that. For some of you, this is someone who you might be in a relationship with who feels a little bit ignored. And so they might be trying to like get your attention. They might be exhibiting signs of like just being overall moody, and they're definitely in their feelings regarding you and the state that you're in, which is just like, being focused on something else. I feel like they feel like you're not necessarily that focused on them. For others of you, this is about you. So you might not necessarily be in a good space having to do this work. It kind of feels a little bit heavy. And so this is like a call for you. So for some of you to kind of like take a break from the grind, right? And to give yourself some compassion, to really deal with what you need, like what your inner needs are, your emotional needs, making sure that that is being handled or taken care of or fed and not completely ignored. You don't want to grind yourself out, with the work and then just be lacking all the self-care things, or just taking care of yourself generally, eating well, drinking lots of water. Like, you still need to make sure that you're okay and that you're still taking care of yourself. So that's also a reminder for you. This month I'm using the Lenormand Oracle deck, the Grand Tableau Lenormand Oracle deck, to do clarifiers. And so I'm going to pull some cards for that. Okay, so this is a little interesting. So this is definitely like an outside person, right? If you are a masculine Leo or masculine presenting Leo, it might still be you. You might have some water in your chart. Or it could be a female that, is a little bit, I don't want to say on the masculine side, but it could be, depending on your gender and who it is that you're dealing with, it is definitely an outside person. So we have the man card, the crossroads, the mountain, and the bouquet, right? So this is an indication here that this person you're having a bit of difficulty, a difficult situation, a difficult time with this person. And you're to the space where you have to make a decision about whether or not, like, how you're going to move forward with them. Because I kind of feel like this person is a little bit vindictive towards you. They're definitely holding some really strong pent up feelings about you and towards you, and they're really trying to make you suffer. I feel like some of you might be trying to work out of being in that state with this person. So like, you might be like in the doghouse and you're trying to get out of the doghouse, and that's the work that you're doing. So it could be for some of you that the work is emotional work, emotional lifting, because you're trying to make up for a situation that you screwed up in. Or this could be you towards someone else, right? So you just kind of take it and apply it as it pertains to your life. But there is an issue here with, just kind of like being in a difficult relationship and a difficult dynamic with this person. It does feel like they're trying to make you suffer, and it does feel like a little bit of emotional manipulation, due to something or situation that has happened between the two of you. I kind of feel like, well, I don't want to say, but we'll see what the rest of the cards say. But it does pertain to a social difficulty. So if this is someone that you're in a relationship with, you might have stepped out on them. You might have, there's somebody's been caught cheating or in like another dynamic or in a relationship, and so they might be mad, and so they're kind of like taking it out at that ass. Okay. So that's kind of like what I'm getting, but like I said, let's move forward. In the past, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. So like, I feel like there's like a lot of emotional turmoil. So you guys really went through a difficult situation. This is the difficult situation. It caused a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of arguing, a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear about where the situation is going, what is going to be your punishment, so to speak. I feel like in the reverse, this person is looking back. So this is something that definitely happened in the past. And so you're kind of like fearful about that, because it did cause a lot of drama in the dynamic of the relationship. And then in the conscious realm, the card that comes out is the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, so I decided to go back and pull a clarifier for the Nine of Swords. So definitely with the Moon card here and the Rider, a secret has basically been revealed. Someone might have come in and revealed your secret. So it does feel like there's like an affair kind of like brewing in here. But there was definitely, and that's not going to be for all of you, but something has been revealed by someone, this rider, or this the secret that has been revealed is due to the rider. So the rider could be a person that kind of came in and out of your life really briefly. So it might have been like a brief affair, a brief situation that now you're kind of like paying for, right? And again, the what's happening in the conscious realm is the Chariot card in reverse. So when we talk about the Chariot could also be representative of a Cancer person. Like, this is their core card. So for some of you, the person again is a water sign. It could be a Cancer, but this is also an indication of this crossroad situation that you're at, because now it's a decision that has to be made about how you're going to move forward. How are you going to proceed? Are you going to move, or are you not going to move? And it feels like there's like a hard no happening here, which is probably the reason why so much work is going into trying to fix the situation. Yeah, it feels like everything is like at a standstill, right? When we see the Chariot is also like a direction card. It's like a yes or no answer. If it's in the upright, that means everything's going to proceed forward. If it's in the reverse, it means that it's not going to move forward. So it could be, you could be in a state where you're really like contemplating a breakup or a divorce. If you're going to move, you're going to find a new job. You're going to move to a different location. What you're going to do with children. Like, I feel like these are the discussions that are kind of like happening. So it's kind of like at a standstill, and everything is kind of like in a delayed pattern, because you don't really know how you're going to move forward or what's going to happen. I'm going to pull some clarifiers for this card. And we have the Ring, the House, and the Heart. So yeah, we definitely have a relationship, a marriage with the Ring here. And this is someone that you love and care about. And so everything is kind of like up in the balance. The love, the marriage, the household, the house, the family, everything. This is literally, yeah, what I just said. So yeah, it definitely, as a clarifier, it makes it very clear that everything is kind of like what are we going to do, right? In the subconscious, we have the Five of Swords and the reverse. So this is an indication that there's a lot of fighting and angst going on, a discussion about, or a fight, a disagreement, a squabble, or whatever you want to call it, about the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like, you guys are fighting about the same thing over and over and over again. And this is the type of fighting that can really affect the nature of your relationship, because sometimes in this dynamic, people say things that they don't really mean. They're hurt, so they lash out and they say hurtful things. And so it's like, you might have won the fight, or the person might have won the fight with you, but now it's like you're looking at them differently, right? Because now it's like, damn, like, is that really how you feel about me? Like, is that really the way you look at me? Is that the way you perceive me? For some of you, you could feel like, damn, we're married and I made a mistake, and it's like, you just coming at my neck. You're talking to me crazy right now. So I feel like there's a lot of bickering going on back and forth, and it's also affecting the nature of the dynamic of the relationship, because some of the things that are being said, like I said, is very hurtful. And so even if you are the person that is lashing out of hurt or anger, it's like you win the war, you win that fight, you win the argument, but you really didn't win, right? You're kind of walking away from the situation feeling like really screwed up. So there's the clarifying cards that I pulled for this card is the Coffin, the Clover, the House, and the Anchor. And so this is really like an indication that this type of dynamic is not shifting, like it's a constant thing. And I feel like you're mourning the loss of, what you used to have or what was there before, and really in a state of like feeling like you're really at risk for losing everything. The way that your life was, like your overall experience with this person, like it's gonna forever be changed. And I feel like that is something that you're mourning, but it's also, it feels like you're kind of like stuck in this pattern of kind of like going through like this little bit of an ego death, but also dealing with the fact that you really are in a space where you might lose everything, right? And that is a strong possibility here, based on what the cards are saying. That is a strong possibility. What it comes out in the near future for you is the Six of Cups, which is an interesting outcome for the near future. When we see the Six of Cups, this is like an indication of like joy and happiness, particularly when it comes to children. So some of you, your children are playing a role in this whole dynamic, in terms of like, even if you want to go or if you want to stay, if you're going to make it work for your children, making your children happy. But I do feel like this is about the memory of the dynamic of a time where things were happier, when things were simple. So this could be like the way that you will feel in the near future, kind of like looking back on everything. Or this is going to be a revisiting of some sort of issue from your childhood, kind of like playing out in this dynamic that is going to be represented to you as a memory, right? For you to reconnect with possibly the way that you look at relationships and the way that you look at love, but also the responsibility that you feel towards your children in terms of, kind of enduring certain things due to you not necessarily being in a situation where you felt like your parents validated your childhood experiences or your childhood. So it kind of feels like a flashback to me, even though it's in the near future. It feels like a flashback moment. It feels like you returning to a moment of happiness and possibly reflecting on, times where things were better. But for some of you, you could mess around and have children and get pregnant, right, in the making up process. And now it's like that the child or the children become center stage for this situation that's going on, and the focus goes to them. But I really do want to pull clarifiers, even though, this card is not in the reverse. So yeah, I mean, this is like a painful situation, right? So we have the whip, we have the stars, we have the anchor, and we have the rider again. Yeah, this is like a painful situation. I feel like at the end of the day, at the end of all of this, there is a lot of pain attached to this. I feel like you are hopeful that things will work out. I feel like for you, your family is your anchor, so to speak, here with the anchor card. But this information or this revelation, especially during Aries season, like Aries season is a time where a lot of things get revealed. So during this particular time period, this news or this information coming in is really like disrupting your life, and it's causing a lot of pain for you, emotional pain that kind of makes you sad. I feel like it's attached to your children. Like it's attached to not giving your children what it is that you had, or screwing that up for them, based on all these things that are happening, right? I wanted to use the Crystal Ball Pocket Oracle deck by the White Witch Oracle to pull a definitive answer to whether this relationship is going to last or whether it's going to fail. And the card that came out is Go. The time is right. So take that for what it's worth. At the end of the day, this is your life. Decisions about your family and about your children and about, all the things that you want for them is a very personal decision. And so you need to do what's best for you. But I do kind of feel like there is like this sense of doing what you need to do to kind of like conform to like this outside view of what should be. So for some of you, you might want to stay or for appearances, for your children, but also for appearances. So that's something that's coming up. So just be mindful. Like I said, decisions that need to be made for your life are decisions that you need to make for your life. And I'll just leave that there. But I'm going to move on to what your current outcome or what your current actions are. And the card that comes out for that is the Fool card. So for some of you, you might have already checked out and might have already started to, like do like your own thing, or really just kind of like preparing for this new chapter in your life. You don't know where this is going to go. You don't know where this is going to take you, but I feel like you're fully committed to this next chapter of your life, especially if it's not going to be as painful as this last one was. So I do feel like a type of thing where it's like you're moving on, and just trying to move away from what has been happening. In the position of the outside influences that are kind of like affecting the situation is the Eight of Swords, which is an indication here that you might be hearing outside talk from other people about what you can and what you can't do, or you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. It's not good for you to do that. And I feel like those voices or those opinions from the outside are really kind of like making you feel like there's no way out. There's no way to really kind of like move away from this. I mean, if you have a family with this person, I mean, there's really is, you're going to be stuck with them until your kids are older. But I feel like there's a lot of outside voices, a lot of outside interjection about, what needs to happen, or what should happen. And so that is also something that's actually kind of like adding to the anxiety. But I feel like the way that you're looking at this, you're looking at it with blinders. And I feel like you need to kind of like take the blinders off and really look at the situation for what it is. Don't let certain thoughts or opinions keep you trapped or keep you in a position where you feel like you can't make a move, because that's not the case. I feel like at some point you have to kind of look at the situation for what it is and to make a determination based on what is best for your life, right? In the position of your fears, your hopes, your dreams, or your nightmares is the World card. And so this is really just an indication here that it's like a cycle closing, right? It's like an ending and a new beginning. And with the Fool card here, it really feels like a new beginning for you. The opportunity to do things the right way, your way. It's an opportunity to kind of like win at this game of life. And so that is like I said, a fear, and also a hope and a dream, because, if you walk away, I think there's a fear that you might not be able to get, what you had before in its purest form. But then you're also kind of like contemplating, okay, well, if I do walk away, is there an opportunity that I can still win, or I can still be okay? And so I feel like that's something that you're kind of like battling with, moving forward. It really does feel like a lose-lose situation. The final outcome here is the Nine of Cups in reverse. And as it goes, this card in the upright is like wish fulfillment, that everything will go the way that you want it to. But in the reverse, it's not, like there's a real possibility here that you could lose some things and be put on the path to have to start over again, a brand new start. And so be prepared for that possibility, moving forward. Whatever measures you feel like you might have to take to kind of put yourself in a better situation is, you need to kind of like sit down and really like think these things through without the outside noise and the outside chatter, and really focus on what's best for you. But at the end of the day, if you do have a family, and this is pertaining to like your family, and it's pertaining to your children, and it's pertaining to your spouse, there really isn't going to be a win in this situation. If you stay in a relationship that's now damaged and no one wants to do the work to fix it, that's a negative. If you break up and your children can't be together, or now the family split apart, that's a negative. I mean, there's like a lot of like negative outcomes here, but the cards did say that if you do choose to go, now is a good time to go. I don't know what that means. It's going to mean something for everybody different, but just be mindful, like these choices that you're going to have to make are choices and decisions that have lasting repercussions over your life, right? So this is the end of the reading. I'm going to go and pull some advice cards for you guys. But before I do that, I also want to say that for all of you, this is not necessarily about a relationship. For some of you, this is about a job that you might be in where you kind of feeling a little bit anxious about, what to do in terms of like, dealing with a boss who might be a little bit a little bit mean, and not necessarily giving you the room or the space to like grow, and to kind of, you might be having arguments or disagreements with this person because they have some sort of vendetta, or it feels like they have some sort of vendetta towards you, and you might be kind of conflicted about going because it could affect the dynamics of your relationship. We all need to provide for our families, and so there's that. So for some of you, you might be taking the time, the opportunity to leave a job or your place of employment, to seek out, something new or something different, to start a new journey. Some of you might be wanting to work for yourself. And so now if that's the case, now there's a good opportunity or time to do that as well. So this is really the opportunity for a new start and a new journey for some of you guys, or for most of you guys. But the outcome might not necessarily be exactly what you think it might be. It might not necessarily work in the way that, you've envisioned it in your mind. But the thing to always remember is that when spirit is involved, it works out exactly the way that it's supposed to, even if it doesn't feel like it's going the way that you want it to. I'm using the Angels and Oracles Oracle cards, and the cards that came out for you guys is Spring, Summer, and the Drum card. So let's read what those cards have to say. Even though my natural inclination is to read Spring first because we're in spring right now, so to me it makes sense to read that, but I'm going to read it in the way that the cards came out. And so Summer was the card that came out first, and this is saying to bask in joy and light, rise up, open your wings and shine. Bring your projects and plans out into the light, into manifestation. Summer has always been recognized as a time for joy, for going on adventures and making memories. Flowers are in full bloom, animals are enjoying the freedom of the wild summer days and nights, and people are taking holidays, basking in the sunshine, and being lifted energetically by the light and warmth. This is the perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Light has come to banish the darkness. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Angels and ancestor guides are encouraging you to enjoy this moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment, and expansion. There's a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity, and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you, as it is inspiration directly from the divine. When the Summer card arrives in the future position of a spread or is the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming summer will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. So for some of you that are working really hard and focused on something, work related, and trying to manifest something into this life, as was shown by the Knight of Pentacles, understand that probably mean for you that summer would be the time for you to actually see the fruits of your labor, right? Let's move into the Spring card. And that card says to see your seeds grow. Embrace the change that is on the horizon. Allow your dreams to become reality. Spring is an exciting time because it has so much potential. Animals are out of hibernation, flowers are pushing up through the soil, and the days are getting lighter and brighter. The Spring card features a wild hare because in Celtic animal medicine, the hare brings intuition and rebirth. Hares are highly fertile beings, and so their medicine can bring dreams to life. You are ready to bring to life all of your ideas, inspirations, and projects. When this card appears, you are moving into a space that allows you to really grow, expand, and create in a way you've never done before. There are opportunities for abundance, including financial growth, and if you're starting something new, prepare for a major expansion in your life and soul. When the Spring card appears in the future position of a spread or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming spring will usher the important energies in regards to your question or intention. So, this feels like dual intentions and dual things. So if some of you are really having a question in your mind about two separate things, then the summer and the spring are really going to bring about a lot of changes for you in terms of growth and expansion and like bringing real abundance into your life. But this is a transitionary period where you're going to have to be removing a lot of things out of your life in order to get that new fresh energy in. So that is something to be mindful of. The final card is Drum, which is to dream and journey. Journey inwards to uncover insights and information that will be important for your path. Then follow the guidance. In shamanic tradition, in all four corners of the world, the drum is recognized as the main tool used by medicine men and women to direct their will and aid meditation. A drum beat can become hypnotic and send those listening into an altered state that can allow them to journey to the spiritual realms and meet their guides. When the drum card appears in a reading, there are opportunities for you to dream or to bring an inner vision into reality. You are very connected to the other worlds at this time. The wisdom and intelligence of the earth and her magic surrounds you. The drum, which echoes the sound of Mother Nature's heartbeat, has cleared the cobwebs and dust from your inner vision. What you have seen in your dreams and inner vision is not imagination but guidance, particularly if it has been coming to you repeatedly and has the potential to become reality. Dreams come true. Know it and believe it. Oh, well, that's a really nice way to end this reading. So again, there is the opportunity for abundance and growth and for you to be in a very joyful state by planting your seeds and allowing them to grow, and to also believe that anything that you dream, you can make it a reality, whether it be in your relationship or whether it be in your job, like in your workplace, or just bringing creative things to life. So that's the end of the reading. Thank you so much for listening to the video. I really appreciate you. Please go ahead and like the video, share your comments below. Let me know how this is working out in your life. Share the video with a friend who you feel could benefit from the message here. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for post notifications. Thank you again, and I will see you soon.